Cheaters fishing tournament. Everything on here. These guys are about to get destroyed by the internet. CNN, NPR. The scales turn against 2 fishermen after weights are found in fish at a tournament. Now, how would you feel if you were out there fishing all day and these so-called pros come up and it seems like they're not even hiding it? Like, look at how big these weights are, these bead weights they're sticking in the fish. Suspicion erupted into full throttle fury at a professional fishing tournament in Ohio, where 2 anglers were allegedly caught with egg-shaped weights in their catch, an edge of more than 7 pounds. Let's see what happens here.
We got weights and fish! There we go! Where's the other one?
Everybody's heated, yo. Holy crap. I mean, I would be heated too. I'm heated just as a bystander. You guys trying to use hacks in real life. They are hacks, I should say. Oh, it's such a scam, yo. And these guys are supposed to be pros, and their heaviest kid fish came in at 8 pounds, almost 7.9, almost 8 pounds. Peaked at their haul and deemed to be 5-pound cookie cutters. Man, weight is definitely a hard metric for fishing. You got to bring the fish in. I don't know if I necessarily agree, and I know this has been a long-running tournament. I'm not here to bash any tournament rules or anything like that. Yeah, I don't know if there's other ways that you can do tournaments and still maintain the integrity. I mean, when stuff like this happens, there's got to be some type of rule change or something. I don't know. So I don't know if there was a way to prevent this. I don't blame them. It's obviously the fisherman's fault. Here we go. Oh, a close-up view, dude.
We got weights and fish! Get the out of here! Get the out of here!
Damn. Don't we need to file a police report? Yes, yes, you do. Oh my god. There's one. There's already 1, 2, 3, 4 weights in there. 3 weights in there. Every single one is stuffed. Now my guess is they stuff. That's such a. Why would you do that? You got anything to say, bruh? Look at all these logos on them. Every one of these logos is coming off of that shirt, bro. Every one of those logos. That hat you're wearing. Those glasses you got. Those boats. How? Why? If this wasn't on video, how long would it have gone for? Internet cracks me up, man. Lake Erie Tournament Fish Fry. It's only gonna get better from here, yo. I prefer the tacos. Somebody, I mean, okay, this is funny, but somebody took the time to deep fry some lead weights. Whoever was like peer mediating that shit, like that guy was a champ. I swear, like hands was about to be thrown, and somehow that didn't happen. Holy crap, 2 of 10,000 comments. The problem is we now see fish as trophies rather than food and medicine for the body. Hey man, I agree with that. I agree with that. The first question I asked was, are those fish gonna get eaten? Or is that evidence now? Banned for life. Take name from any fishing tournament they've ever won. Sponsors get all their stuff. Yeah, I mean that's what I said. But I don't know if you can prove what they did last year. Like, they got exposed this year. You know what? If there's video evidence and the lawyers go around and they can collect enough evidence from previous tournament people that have suspicion that these guys have cheated, I'm sure that they're gonna get stripped for sure. Here we go. Internet undefeated. Oh, dude, they should just x-ray them. Why do a lie detector test when you can just x-ray the fish? And man, if you're gonna kill the fish in the first place, why don't you just fillet them? Just fillet them anyways. Like, make them fillet it right there. Like, what else are you gonna do with it? You already brought the fish back to land. You know, you already landed the fish. Oh my god, I didn't even see the The weight on his thumb, his thumbs up. You're already gonna bring the fish on land. The fish is already gone, and you're gonna eat the fish. Why don't you just make them fillet it on the spot? Walleye eggs available at Walmart. Actual catch. Oh man, that's a tiny reel. I've never seen one of those. Pocket fisherman. Okay. Yeah, maybe a wand is good enough, right? Because even the lead weights have the little metal tips in them. Maybe Colin Morey's the only thing you can do. Get that polygraph test. Maybe a polygraph test is cheaper than a x-ray machine. I do have somebody I want to feature real quick. The Shy City Yacker. I actually interned for this guy, and I didn't know he fished back in the day. And I did see him post. What does Mike have? What is the follow-up to this? Let's check this out.
Those of you who don't know who I am, I'm Jason Fisher. I'm the tournament director with the Lake Erie Walleye Trail. And I'm going to give an official statement. I want to start out by apologizing to a few people.
And he speaks, the tournament director. Let's see what he's got to say.
Before I make this official statement. I pride myself in getting the youth involved in fishing and welcoming the youth to all of our tournaments.
Love to hear that.
I pride myself in making sure that they feel special while they attend our events. At Friday's event, I used language that wasn't friendly to anyone, youth or otherwise. I acted out of emotion, and for that I apologize to anyone who heard the video and audio.
That him coming out and saying that as a side note, as a preface to the official statement, it just says a lot about his character, man. And if you look at the reaction video, if you look at the montage from this whole thing, he's at the very beginning of it. He's flailing his arms around, you know, visibly upset, right? Visibly as upset at these two guys. I'm not even going to address their names, right? Just the two guys that were cheating. And he cursed, you know, and so on and so forth. For him to, one, just kind of acknowledge that and address that and apologize says a lot about his character. I don't think anyone faults him. I certainly don't fault him for expressing that. That's a hard pill to swallow. That is like, wow, you know. In fact, in the original video, I commended him for how he handled it. As the video goes on, he gets everyone to kind of calm down a bit, and he just gathers himself and proceeds on with this whole process of checking these fish and so on and so forth. So, dude, honestly, it was nice for you to apologize, but you really didn't have to. I think I can speak for the sentiment of so many anglers. Like, it's understood. Certainly the good thing is that you didn't allow it to escalate into physical stuff, and that would have been another thing. So let's keep going on.
On Friday,
Yep.
9:30
I would agree.
of 2022, we witnessed one of the most disgusting, dishonest acts that the fishing world has ever seen in lifetime.
It's true.
There's always been stories about dishonesty and competition, but I personally have never seen anything quite like this. In competitive fishing, that is. The individuals involved here appear to have put greed and ego in front of anything else, forever tainting our sport.
True.
When I was offered the opportunity to take the reins of the loot from my predecessors, I was handed a tournament series with years of history and stability. Taken over a few years ago, I set out to run a tight ship. I brought new energy, new ideas, and an overall new vision where I wanted the loot to be. I looked up to the national circuits. I knew with enough hard work we could bring a similar event. I sold this to all my anglers with hard work and dedication to our events, constantly.
Yeah, man, crazy story. This is the follow-up. This is the director, the fishing director, the tournament director.
Growing the schedule and adding to our event footprint. I worked tirelessly, almost to a fault, trying to grow the loot into what it is today. You all responded by filling field after field with 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 plus boat fields.
That's amazing.
I knew that I earned your trust as tournament director, and that only fueled my desire to give you guys what you wanted, what Lake Erie deserved. Tournament fishing represents so much more to me than what's being highlighted right now on social media. These things my anglers do to serve the community astound me. They get involved in the community. They donate time. They donate food to local causes. They put on seminars for the youth fishing clinics, and they show the next generation how much fun the outdoors can be. They take wounded warriors and veterans fishing. They constantly look for ways to give back to the community. Most importantly, I see what my anglers do in times of need. They rally together, and they make sure that any person or family knows they have everything they need to battle anything life throws at them. This very tournament, On Friday, perfect strangers came together raising money and awareness for a family who has a 6-year-old battling leukemia. This year alone, I can safely say our local anglers associated with the loot raised around $10,000 for different families. Last year was the same. These very guys started a charity event behind my own back, didn't tell me, and they raised funds in my name and made this an annual event each spring. And we donated the money to local anglers or families in the time of need.
That's awesome.
Tournament anglers fuel this economy, with paycheck after paycheck being spent at hotels, gas stations, local bait shop. They also give their sponsors advertisement and spread the word on great new products, constantly fueling this industry. Tournament anglers extend the fishing season into the cold spring and far past the fall into the snowflakes, outside a normal recreational angler season. To see so much negative light on our sport hurts me to the core. Fishing is a national pastime and something that's passed down from generation to generation. My fondest memories as a tournament director stem from guys like Mike Moken and 13-year-old Jack Moken winning Team of the Year my first year as tournament director. Gary Pondergrass fishing with young Jordan and Gavin, both of which won the Loot MVPs this year at Lorraine. I can't wait to talk about my son or daughter fishing with me, weighing in a great 5-fish bag like Lake Erie legend Gary Zart does when he talks to me with tears in his eyes about kid walleye.
Like June always says, it's not just fishing, it's more than fishing.
My man Clarence Dooley fishing with his daughter at the first tournament that I've ever hosted, nicknamed Monkey Wrench, and they cashed, I believe, a 3rd place check. These things are the things that need to be spotlighted right now, not 12-ounce weights and dishonesty. I can tell you as a tournament director, this type of behavior will not be tolerated. I'll figure out a way to make this right for my anglers. I hope we can learn from this and make some changes in tournament fishing that protect the integrity of all circuits.
It's true. That's big.
Yep.
All the information from Friday has been turned over to the Division of Wildlife, and they will handle the case or any potential criminal action from this point forward. The Lake Erie Walleye Trail has turned over all records and submitted a statement as to what happened on Friday to the Ohio Division of Natural Resources. Finally, I hear all you anglers. We will fix this. We'll start by implementing new rules at weigh-ins and in boat checks. We'll work hard this off-season and learn from you all as to what safeguards you want to see in our series, and I promise you we'll implement change. You all deserve it. You trusted me and it shows. I make mistakes and we all do, but event after event you prove your loyalty to the Loot and tournament angling. I see your overwhelming support in this challenging time, and for that I'm grateful. We'll come back from this and we will show the world that the best walleye fishery in the world has the best walleye anglers in the world, and the Loot will be your platform to shine for years to come. This will make us stronger. Thank you guys. I appreciate all the support. And lastly, to all parties involved, I hope they're okay, and I'm praying for you guys. And Loot strong, guys. Levi strong.
A couple of things to kind of break down in this official statement. One, it might have been just wishful thinking that we would have kind of got a play-by-play of what transpired, how he was notified of this, how did he know to check these fish. I mean, that's all things that we're curious about.
He knew to check that fish. That fish was deformed as hell, and like you were saying in your previous video, if they were cookie cutters, then obviously any puffed up fish looking like that, they're gonna, I mean, I don't know.
Murmurs here and there on social media, and maybe it's true, maybe it's not. You just don't really know until you hear from a first-hand account. So there's potentially we may never know what the sequence of events were that led to him discovering this whole thing, right? So that's one thing. But more importantly, just him coming out and making this statement and how he's handling it. And the guy looks young too to be leading this tournament series for these walleye anglers in the area, in Lake Erie area. It says a lot. I'm just really impressed by his character, how he handled it, how he's approaching this, his position on it is in terms of let's not let this negative thing overshadow all the positive things that the community of anglers are doing, which is great. You love to see it. That's one thing that often isn't talked about with tournament groups and fishing clubs is the stuff that do to give back to the communities to improve the fishing opportunities for us all. So great to hear that. Love that. And you can tell he's visibly just upset, emotional. His eyes are watered up. There was parts when he was talking about what members in the fishing community are doing that, you know, you just, you know, you saw it. You can rewind it. And
Not sure what the charges are. Not sure what the sentences will be. I'm sure there will be a follow-up to that too, because I'm sure we're all wondering what would a judge throw for something like this. Another thing I just noticed, look at that giant mount behind the tournament director over here. Holy crap, now that is a trophy. The fish that they caught did not look like that. They had like stuff coming out of their bellies and like everything looked deformed and all that. That was not the fish they caught. There's gotta be other ways. They take polygraph tests, which is a complete shock to me. I learned that today, that they do polygraph tests, and someone mentioned that it comes from the 50s. Like this has been a practice. Does everyone entering in the fish have to, or maybe the top 3 or top 5, like does everyone have to take a polygraph test? Like this is kind of crazy. But is it that crazy though? Because if you think about like the NFL or the UFC, they do piss tests, right? So is it that crazy? Like if you're a professional angler and you have tons of money backing you, and is it that crazy? Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not. It's just a smaller circuit, so people aren't like paying attention to as much. You know, people are saying it's like you know, rules in the NBA get changed all the time. I hope this gets handled, and I'm glad that there's been some light shed on stuff like this, and I hope things improve. Like that's all I can hope, and whatever sentence they dole out, I'll be looking forward to that. We'll probably have to do a follow-up on what happened to these folks. It's over now, and I think, you know, now it's being memed. You see it in the groups, you see it in the news, you see it in social media. It's something we can definitely learn from, and I hope it doesn't happen again. And if it does, like, we now have a precedent in modern times, and maybe we can move on from a polygraph test. Maybe we can implement something better, something to keep the integrity for all the people that are honest. This tournament required $400 per entry, so you had to pay $400 just to get into this tournament. A lot of money backing it, and it's not even the largest circuit. To think about like how many people these guys screwed over, all of their sponsors are going to drop them now. They did what they did. They deserve what they get. We'll see how it unfolds.
overall, though, I got to give him an A+ for how he handled this. And hopefully this is the last time we ever have to hear about anyone cheating. And thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe.
Shout out to the Shy City Yacker. If you guys don't follow him, I used to intern for this guy, and I didn't know he was a fisherman at the time. But he does a lot of kayak videos, and he's from the Midwest where I'm from. He did a great reaction, and I don't know. Man, this whole spiel has been crazy, and thank you all for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this. That's it for today. If y'all enjoy these lives, I might actually do them some more. But yeah, hit that like, subscribe. I'll see y'all on the next one. Cook it up.